With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Mat-Su Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Mat-Su Miners baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
2-0 pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Charging is Frost. Frost makes a diving catch. What a play by the center fielder.
Sent out to deep right. Going back is James Avant at the wall. He will watch it go.
High fly ball down the third base side. Going back for it. It's at the wall. Smith Brown skirts, heads to second. But it's in there standing for a leadoff double.
Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball out to deep left back. Goes Adam Manser. It's gone! A grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win. Johnny Loker, welcome to the Valley.
And now, the voice of the Miners, Austin Pollock and Emma Tiedemann on the call right now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Herman Brothers Field here in the beautiful Palmer, Alaska. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock for Game 2 of today's doubleheader against the Anchorage Bucs. And in Game 1, the Miners fell 11-2. They were tied with the Bucs up until the 6th inning. Then it was a 9-run, 7-hit inning for the Bucs, and the Bucs beat the Miners 11-2. We saw 5 different pitchers for the Miners, and the pitching staff for the Bucs they did a great job holding the Miners. The hits were very few. Miners only had 3 hits through 7 innings, and Blake Estep got the win in Game 1, and the last went to Josh Grissom. And for Game 2, on the mound is Kyle Serrano for the Miners. 0-2 record through 26 2/3 innings pitched, has given up 20 runs, walked 31, and struck out 40. Serrano first faces Grant Palmer, the second baseman. First pitch of Game 2 is high ball 1. Palmer in the first game was 2 for 4 with a double and a single scored in both of those times also. 1-0 pitch by Serrano is fouled back to our right for strike 1.
Palmer out of UC Irvine.
Palmer steps back into the right-handed batter's box with his back foot on the back line. Serrano with the 1-1 pitch is high ball 2. Palmer has 14 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 1 triple, hitting .337 as the leadoff man for the Bucs. 2-0 pitch by Serrano. A little low and in the dirt, caught by Mitchell now. In the defensive alignment for the Miners, Johnny Loker in left field, Cameron Frost in center, and Smith in right field. Rogers at third, Panachone at short, Blazer at second, Decker at first, and Serrano pitching to now. And it's high and inside for ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Bucs. Grant Palmer at first now, and Dylan Butler at the plate.
Butler with a very good afternoon in Game 1. Hit a monster home run to left.
Butler in right field in this Game 2. We saw him in left field in Game 1. Open stance. First pitch by Serrano is outside, but catches the strike zone for strike 1.
Butler 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs in Game 1 out of Louisiana Lafayette.
Serrano sets, takes a deep breath, and delivers the 1-0. High and inside for ball 2. Butler hitting .341, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs, and 6 doubles. 1-1 count here in Game 2. Steps back into the box. A little bit of an open stance. His left foot is on his toes, not flat-footed. 2-0 pitch is fouled right back to us. Strike 1. Butler is from Belle Chase, Louisiana. 5'1", 210 pounds, bats on the right side. 2-1 count. Serrano delivers, is swung on and fouled back again. And stays at the 2-2 count.
You know, Butler, not exactly a very big guy, 5'11", 210 pounds, but a lot of bat speed. So that's how he hits the ball so hard. And you probably heard against the chain link fence how hard that ball hit the fence.
2-2 pitch by Serrano is high. Ball 3, full count now, and it sounds like the fans do not agree with that. It's just on the edge of the top part of the strike zone. Serrano's best pitch is that fastball, can sometimes reach 95, 96. Pitch is high and ball 3.
There's that fastball right there. You can hear it in the pop of the glove from Mitchell now.
So now it's a 3-2 count on this pitch rather than the one before it. 3-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Kyle Serrano. And the first out here in the top of the first.
That's a confidence booster right there for Kyle Serrano. He had said to me earlier before this game, he said, if I can have that fastball, then that's probably my best pitch. And if I can have that fastball, good command of it, then that's a chance to set guys down.
Brings up Mark Kruger, the designated hitter. Lefty with the open stance. Runner goes at first. Serrano pitches, and Palmer steals second on the pitch. So the leading run moves up to second base with Mark Kruger at the plate with the 0-1 count. Kruger hitting .341, 4 home runs, 28 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 4 triples. Big guy used to hitting for extra bases.
That is the 4th stolen base of the summer for Grant Palmer.
Serrano sets, takes a deep breath, and delivers the 0-1 is high and outside for ball 2. Kruger, a sophomore out of Utah Valley University. Listed at 6'5", 225 pounds, so a big guy. He bats on the left side of the plate and throws right. 1-1 pitch by Serrano is high and outside, ball 2.
Look at the wind really blowing to the right.
Yeah, between games, it kept on raining. The rain kind of picked up in the 7th inning of game 1. Kept on raining for about 15, 20 minutes, and then stopped.
Yeah, they had home plate and they had the mound covered.
2-1 pitch is swing and a miss. Strike 2. Evens count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frost playing deep in center, a step to our right. 2-2 pitch. In there, called strike 3. Got him looking. And Kyle Serrano with his second strikeout. That brings up Tyler Ware, the center fielder. Ware hit a solo home run in the 7th inning of game 1, but was hitless other than that. Ware was in right field in game 1 and center field this game 2. Steps in the left-handed batter's box. Sets. Pitch by Serrano. Fastball called strike 1. Ware hitting .244, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 4 doubles. Serrano sets for the 0-1. Quick glance at second and delivers it inside and low, ball 1.
Bucs still with those black tops and yellow number and letters. I should say solo letter in the top left chest. Just the B for the Bucs and then the number.
1-1 pitch by Serrano is outside, ball 2.
Top yellow numbers and letters. We have not seen those yellow tops in quite some time. I bet it's been 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, at least.
Maybe been a month.
Ware, a junior out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. 2-1 is lifted into shallow left field. Johnny Loker charging. Gets under it and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. As we head to the bottom of the 1st, Miners and Bucs are still tied at 0. We'll be back after this. Paul Panachone, the shortstop for the Miners, set to lead things off in the bottom of the first. Kyle Serrano in the top of the first put down 3 in a row with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Paul Panachone in the shortstop position for the Miners, facing Evan Manarino. First pitch, called strike 1. Manarino with the 1-3 record. 0-1 pitch to Panachone is in there, called strike 2. Panachone from Grand Canyon University. 13 RBIs, 11 doubles, 1 triple on the season. 0-2 pitch is outside, ball 1. Manarino through 31 innings pitched has given up 26 hits, 10 earned runs, 7 walks, and 35 strikeouts. 1-2 is inside, ball 2.
Manarino out of Mission Viejo, California. Close friend of Josh Meyer.
They were high school teammates. 2-2 is blown away for ball 3, full count now for Panachone.
Manarino faced the Miners on July 19th. A no decision, went an inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run that was earned, no walks, 1 strikeout.
3-2 pitch by Manarino is lifted deep into right field. Butler goes back, gets under it, and makes the catch for out number 1. And that brings up Johnny Loker out of Stanford. Loker in left field for game 2, same position as in game 1. Was 0 for 3 in game 1 with 3 flyouts. Hitting .364, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, and 9 doubles. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. Faces the lefty Manarino. Here's the first pitch. Outside and low for ball 1.
I've noticed that Johnny has actually adjusted that batting stance a little bit. We're really used to seeing that back foot on the back of that, the batter's box.
1-0 pitch. A little low, but kisses the strike zone. Strike 1.
You'll notice that that back foot is closer to the plate than it is perhaps to the chalk on the batter's box.
1-1 pitch. Right over the plate, called strike 2.
Home plate umpire Drew Vertez. Field umpire is Tim Davis. Flip-flop from the first game.
1-2 pitch to Loker is blown away for ball 2. Loker taps the plate, waves the bat, and sets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Lifted deep into right field, just foul down the first base side. Loker stays alive with the 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless. Manarino with the windup and the pitch. Inside, but called strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Evan Manarino. And that's the second out with Nick Blazer heading to the plate.
Now batting your second baseman, number 4, Nick Blazer.
Blazer was the designated hitter in the first game. Had a single and reached on an error and was walked. So he reached base all 3 at-bats. First pitch, and they're called strike 1.
Well, you know, there's a different player every day that gives the lineup card, and it's not the same player after a loss. The Miners lost game 1. Blazer gave him the lineup for game 2.
Shows bunt, pulls back, called strike 2.
And he gives it to me, and he goes, feel good about this. It's got the lucky touch.
Feeling very confident in game 2. Blazer now at the 0-2 count. And the pitch by Manarino is in the dirt for ball 1.
Now, the last home game, I think you want to sort of finish it off in style with a win.
Yeah, especially when your next game is the top of the World Series.
Yeah, that game Tuesday, 7 o'clock in Anchorage at Mulcahy Field against the Alaska Gold Panthers of Fairbanks.
1-2 count for Blazer. Pitch by Manarino, swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the first.
We got some bad news, we got some good news.
No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as we head to the top of the second. Still scoreless. We'll be right back after this. Top of the second, and the Miners and Bucks are scoreless through 1. I am Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. Evan Powell, the third baseman, up for the Bucks, facing Kyle Serrano on the mound for the Miners. Serrano sets and delivers the first pitch. Fastball a little high, ball 1.
Just one base runner in this game. Grant Palmer led off the top of the first with a walk.
Pitch is swung on and lifted, fouled on the first base side. 1-1 count now for Powell. Evan Powell, a junior out of Louisiana Lafayette. Hometown is Lake Charles, Louisiana. 1-1 pitch. Fastball a little high for ball 2. Powell hitting .276, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 1 triple. 2-1 pitch is very inside, ball 3.
Evan Powell was 2 for 4 in game 1, but entered game 1 just 1 for 4 against the Miners.
3-1 pitch is low and away for ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Miners, and Grant Palmer led off with a walk in the top of the first, and now another leadoff walk here in the top of the second. That brings up Shane Lentz, the first baseman. Lynch, a senior out of Dallas Baptist. Another very tall batter, 6'4", 195 pounds. Bats on the left side. First pitch by Serrano is outside, ball 1. Lynch's hometown is Crawford, Texas.
And
do you?
I do not. Where is this Crawford?
More importantly, why is Crawford important? What's there? Crawford, Texas. 1-0, high, ball 2.
I'm not sure.
Well, that is the home of the ranch of, no.
Oh, I don't remember which one.
George W.
W.
Bush. Yep. 2-0 pitch by Serrano is lifted deep into left field, going back for it is Loker, and makes the catch for the first out. Lynch is out, and Powell decides to hold up at first base. So that is the first out here in the top of the second, and Garrett Copeland at the plate. Copeland, the shortstop here in game 2. Freshman out of Austin P. Hometown is Bartlett, Tennessee. First pitch by Serrano is high and outside for ball 1. Copeland had 2 flyouts in the first game, reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th inning, and scored one of the 9 runs in the 7th inning.
I'm just saying.
1-0 pitch by Serrano, ground ball to the second baseman. Blazer flips to Panachon, the shortstop at second, throw to first. And it is a 4-6-3 double play to end the top of the second inning. As we head to the bottom of the first, no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll be back for the bottom of the second. Matthew Decker leading things off in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless between the Bucs and the Miners in this game 2 of the doubleheader this evening and afternoon. Let's see, Decker, Frost, and Simmons, 4, 5, and 6 in the Miners lineup. Decker at first base. First pitch by Manarino in there called strike 1. Decker was 1 for 3 in game 1. The 2-run double. Swung on and fouled on the first base side. Strike 2. Decker out of Stanford University, hitting .265, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 6 doubles. 0-2 pitch in there, called strike 3 on that outside part of the plate. That is the 3rd strikeout in a row for Manarino. That brings up Cameron Frost, the center fielder. Frost in game 1 struck out twice and then grounded out. 0 for 3. First pitch in there called strike 1 by Manarino. Frost out of Washington State University, hitting .327, 12 doubles, 7 triples. 0-1, little outside for ball 1. Frost sets. Manarino looks into his catcher West and delivers the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Frost now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Frost has 5 home runs and 23 RBIs. Pitch is high for ball 2. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. Scoreless game between the Bucs and the Miners. Pitch from the lefty, swing and a miss for strike 3. That is now the 4th strikeout in a row by Manarino. And Hunter Simmons, the designated hitter, heading to the plate.
Yeah, Manarino has struck out now 4 of the 5 batters he's faced. Paul Panchone, the only one not to strike out. He flew out to Dylan Butler in right.
Simmons out of Utah. See him at first base usually. First pitch in there called strike 1. Simmons with hitting .214. When starting to pick up in the outfield, 0-1 pitch by Manarino in there called strike 2.
Now, Hunter's mom is a fantastic cook, and you may have heard us say that already. But it was so good, we have decided to make it for our host family tomorrow night as a thank you.
0-2 pitch is lifted into right center field. Charging is Butler. That gets down for a base hit. Hunter rounds first and heads into second. The throw in by Ware. And Hunter is safe with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the second.
You know, it's hits like that that Hunter needs. He doesn't always have to hit a home run. He really just needs to find a way to find the ball in the gaps. And that's the best part, I think, of his game. I think defense is number 1 because he is just, everything's so natural for him in the field. But with the bat, he always just finds the gaps, and he's a role player. He will single to move a runner over, or he maybe even ground out and move a runner over, but he's always doing something, just the little things to help.
So now Simmons on second base and Brandon Smith at the plate. Smith in right field. Pitch by Manarino is outside for ball 1. Smith hitting .219, has 11 RBIs and 3 doubles. Simmons with a lead off of second base. Manarino sets and delivers the 1-0. Swung on and fouled back for strike 1.
On it, Brandon.
Where the center fielder playing a little bit shallow and a little bit to our right. Infield playing straight away. Manarino delivers the 1-1. A little high for ball 2.
Wind really blowing.
After the rain, it's a little chilly too.
A lot of jackets. Cameron Frost, I think, was wearing short sleeves in game 1, but switched to long sleeves for game 2.
Manarino keeping an eye on Simmons at second base and decides to step off.
Oh, you got to go. So you guys want 15 each instead of 13 each? Okay.
Manarino getting the signs from his catcher, West. Takes a deep breath and delivers a 2-1. Is low for ball 3. Smith out of Grand Canyon University, teammate of Paul Panachone and Josh Meyer. Meyer was the catcher in the first game. 3-1 is low and away for ball 4. That puts another base runner on for the Miners, and Mitchell now, the Texas A&M Aggie, heading to the plate.
That double for Simmons, that was his second double of the summer.
Now hitting .207 with 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and 1 double. Hometown is Spring, Texas. He's a junior at A&M. Open stance on the right side of the plate. Waving the bat. First pitch is low, ball 1. Simmons on second, reached on the 2-out double. Smith on first, was walked, and Mitchell now at the plate. Leading run in Simmons. Manarino sets and delivers a 1-0. Swung on and fouled back for strike 1. And it sounds like the crowd has stayed. Even though it rained in between games, it looked like it was getting a little chilly. The Miner faithful have stuck around for game 2. The last home game here at Herman Brothers. 1-1. Lifted deep into right field. Going back for it is Butler. And that one is gone. A 3-run home run by Mitchell now puts the Miners up 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. And that was just a line drive over the right field fence. And Butler knew it was gone, took about 3 steps back, and just watched it leave the park. What a powerful hit by the catcher.
Yeah, 3rd home run of the summer for Mitchell now. His first at Herman Brothers, the only other 2. Those were both at Chugiak against the Chinooks.
So the Miners are on top now, 3-0 here in the bottom of the second. And Jordan Rogers, the third baseman, at the plate. First pitch by Manarino in there, called strike 1. Manarino is a hard name to pronounce quickly. 0-1 is a little outside and low for ball 2. Rogers, a Tennessee Volunteer. 1-1 is outside, ball 2. Rogers has 14 RBIs and 6 doubles, hitting .271. Manarino delivers the 2-1. A little low, but called strike 2. Rogers reached on an error in game 1 and scored a run, and then grounded out. Only batted twice. 2-2 is in the dirt. Ball 3.
If you want to talk about guys who have progressed over the summer, a lot of them have goals coming into the summer. They want to work on their offense. They want to work on their defense. Or pitchers, they want to pick up more speed, work on their command. Someone that really comes to mind, and really all these guys I think have improved over the summer, but Jordan Rogers is someone who has really improved.
I definitely agree. 3-2, fouled back.
I think it's a confidence thing, and I think the defense I think has been there since day 1, but
right.
The comfort level seems so much more existent at third base.
3-2 pitch by Manarino is outside, ball 4. That puts another base runner on for the Miners. And back to the top of the order with Paul Panachone.
You know, in his offense, he's been more patient at the plate. He's working for walks. He's just trying to find ways to get on. He's not so much trying to hit it to the gaps, and when he does, it certainly sends his place into just a lot of energy.
Panachone flew out in the first inning. Called strike for the first pitch by Manarino. Panachone with 13 RBIs, 11 doubles, and 1 triple. went 1 for 3 in game 1. 0-1 pitch is lifted into right center field at the wall. Rogers rounds second and heads home. Panachone decides to hold up at second to throw in. Rogers slides and runs into the catcher, West, and is called out. No, that's actually going to be an interference.
And Tony Cappuccilli is coming out to figure out what's going on here from home plate umpire Drew Vertez.
The center fielder, Ware, threw it in and threw it into the catcher, West. West caught it as Rogers was heading down the third base line and kind of straddled the baseline and blocked the base path. And Rogers ran into him, and West kept a hold of the ball, didn't drop it.
Well, now Vertez and field umpire Tim Davis, they're discussing it just to our left of the mound, the third base side. Johnny Loker looking on. I think Ben Taylor's really trying to listen in to hear what's going on. If the run scores, it's a 4-0 lead for the Miners.
And that is going to be called an out with Rogers trying to score the 4th run of the inning, but it will remain a 3-0 ball game as we head to the top of the 3rd. We'll be right back after this.
Three 0 lead for the Miners here in the top of the 3rd. New pitcher on for the Valley Guys. It's the righty out of Northwestern State, Josh Morris, 1-0 with a 4.62 ERA. Last pitched on July 22nd, got a no decision, went inning, gave up a hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. We'll face Jake Stone, Gage West, and Grant Palmer. Stone, the left fielder, stands on the left side against the righty Morris, and the first pitch is a fastball low for ball 1. Stone out of Fresno State, hitting 182, 1 home run, and 12 RBIs. 1-0 from Morris, a fastball up and away, ball 2, 2-0. High socks for Stone with those 3 yellow stripes on the calf. 2-0. Off speed left upstairs, 3-0.
Stone did not play in game 1, but is now in left field here in game 2.
Taps the plate, points the bat, points it again. Morris kicks and fires his 3-0 fastball in the outer half for a called strike, 3-1. Morris has faced the Bucs once this summer. 3-1 pitch to Stone. Fastball lifted high and deep to center. Frost going back, still going back at the track, at the wall, reaches out and makes the catch. There's that speed. It was more of a jog than really a full run, but still quite an effort to get there. And I think the wind helped pick a couple more feet off that one.
Yeah, and at first he kind of looked like Frost was coming in, but then decided to go back. And like you said, just a few feet, nothing major for Frost, but that speed sure does help.
Here's the catcher out of Florida State, Gage West. First pitch fastball is lifted foul left side out of play. I still wonder if West has caught Jameis Winston.
I know, that's every time.
I want to figure that out. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 0-2. Good changeup from Morris.
He is a freshman at Florida State.
Hitting 206, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. Knees bent on the left-hand batter's box. 0-2. Fastball up and away for ball 1. West was 0 for 1 against the Miners on July 19th. That was in the showcase. Morris kicks and delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Josh Morris. Got him with a changeup on the outer half of the plate. Now there's 2 down in the top of the 3rd. Back to the top of the order for Grant Palmer. He walked in the first inning. Also stole second base. First pitch fastball is sent foul, right side out of play. That's stolen base for Palmer in the first inning. That was his 4th of the summer. Outfield straightaway, Frost deep in center. 0-1, breaking ball, low and away, ball 1, 1-1. Panichone and Blazer, the middle infielders. Panichone at short, Blazer at second, deep in the hole. 1-1, breaking ball, loops in there for a called strike, 1-2. On June 21st against the Bucs, Morris win an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, faced 3 batters. 1-2. Fastball, check swing, and it's fouled over by the cage behind the Miners' first base dugout. More fans filing in. It is 7:55 here in Alaska.
It is MTA Fan Appreciation Day at the park.
Morris looks in, breaking ball, chopped third base side, over the base. It hits Rogers in the chest, and Palmer will reach.
It looked like Rogers was waiting to see if that was going to roll foul or not. It was just right on the line and might have bounced foul just past the bag, but Rogers kept watching it and I guess didn't expect a weird hop that it took.
So that's going to be ruled a single. Have to see if that changes at any point. Then I'll bring up Dylan Butler. 3-run home run in Game 2, struck out in the first. Runner at first, Palmer with 4 steals on the summer. Fastball fouled back right at us. 0-1 on Butler out of Louisiana Lafayette. Butler bats from the right side. That front foot, his left foot, not completely face down on the dirt. Pitch fastball low, ball 1, 1-1. Butler has his toes on the dirt, but has the back part of his foot pointed up. 1-1. Fastball, outer half, a called strike. 1-2.
Morris is looking very strong early on here. His command seems to be very, very good.
And Serrano looks strong in his 2 innings. 1-2 pitch. Off speed outside, 2-2. Serrano went 2 innings, no runs, no hits, walked 2, struck out 2. Morris pitching from the stretch, he sets. Runner at first is off, 2-2. Taking on a couple hops. Decker tries to barehand it, gets behind him into shallow right. Palmer stops at third, and I think that is an error on Matthew Decker.
Yes, that is safe to say that one is going to be called an error.
So Palmer to third. Now Dylan Butler on first, reaching on the error. And that'll bring up Mark Kruger. That was a very odd play. Butler poked it, trickled over by first base, and Decker, rather than using his glove, tried to use his hand to pick it on a hop. And that went into shallow right. And Palmer now at third, Butler on first for Kruger, the lefty. Morris sets, first pitch. Off speed outside, 1-0. Frost still deep in center. Panachone a few steps in from deep in the hole. Runner at first is off, swinging a high fly ball deep right. Smith going back at the track. Gone. 3-run home run for Mark Kruger. Just like that, we're tied. 3-3, top of the third.
The Bucs and the Miners are very, very similar teams, and both don't like to be down, and they have very similar pitching styles and hitting styles, very similar lineup, and they don't like to be down, and Kruger just proved that with a 3-run home run to tie it up.
5th home run of the summer for Mark Kruger out of Utah Valley University, and I think the wind helped that one just a little bit. At first it looked like it was gone. Then Smith kept going back and looked like he had a chance, and the first pitch to Tyler Ware is off speed and a little high for ball one.
That was so high, I didn't think it had the distance to go out at first.
1-0, fastball, belt high, ball two. Yeah, at first I thought it was going because of the height.
Right.
But then for a second I thought, okay, maybe it was more just hit high rather than deep. 2-0, fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, 2-1. And then I was watching Smith, and I thought maybe I would learn my lesson from yesterday, not to watch the outfielders, but Smith kept going and going and then let it go. 2-1, off speed is up and away, and Morris almost tripped coming off the mound. Now 3-1 on Ware. Outfielder out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Wind now blowing out to the right. 3-1 pitch from Morris. Fastball, low ball four.
It's always interesting to see how a pitcher reacts to a home run, such as the one by Kruger. See if they can keep their composure and, in this situation, get that last out, or if it kind of messes with their mind a little bit and shakes their confidence.
Here comes Evan Powell. He walked in the second inning. He was out on the 4-6-3 double play from Garrett Copeland. First pitch from Morris, fastball inside. Ball one. And again, this damage right here, the Palmer single, the Butler reaching on an error, then the home run, and now the walk, all coming with 2 outs. Pitch from Morris. Fastball lifted high and deep to left center. Loker comes in. So does Frost, and it falls in between them. Frost throws into third. And Ware is in. Now the head first slide in the tag. They got him! Tyler Ware trying to stretch that to second base, but he is gunned down. And that is marked 8-5-4. Let's recap this very quickly. Tyler Ware had walked, then Powell hit a high fly ball to left center that fell in between Loker and Frost. And then Ware, who was the runner at first, tried to go to third. They went to third with the throw, couldn't get him, and then they saw that Powell was headed for second, threw it to second, and that's where they got him. I think he overslid the base.
Well, and it was a throw just ahead of second base, so Blazer was able to catch him before he actually touched the bag.
All right, so it's now a 3-3 game, a 3-run home run from Mark Kruger. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third, back in Palmer at Herman Brothers Field, a 3-3 tie between the Anchorage Bucs and the Matsu Miners in the season finale, the regular season finale for the Miners. They lost game one of a doubleheader, 11-2. First pitch from Evan Manarino to Johnny Loker is a fastball that drops on the plate, hops up, it's ball one. Loker struck out looking in the first against Manarino.
In game one, Loker was 0 for 3.
1-0 pitch to Loker. Breaking ball, too low. Ball two, 2-0. Johnny out of Stanford. Points the bat. A little bit of an open stance on the right side, 2-0. Fastball line, and jumping is Garrett Copeland, the shortstop, and makes the catch. One away. That'll bring up Nick Blazer, the second baseman out of Cal State Northridge. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Blazer bats from the right side against Manarino, the lefty. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball lifted to shallow left center. Going out as Copeland makes the catch over his shoulder for out number 2. That brings up the first baseman, Matthew Decker, out of Stanford. Struck out looking in the second. He was the third strikeout for Evan Manarino. Stanford with the high green socks takes a couple practice swings. Takes that deep breath and stands in on the right side.
There have only been 3 pitches through the first 2 batters.
First pitch fastball is lined over the head of Copeland into left center, a base hit. So 2-out base knock now for Decker, and here comes Cameron Frost. Loker lined out to short. Blazer popped out to short. But the Decker hit right there just a little too far over the head of Copeland. He's only 5'11". Frost, the center fielder from Washington State. Decker on first. Here's the first pitch. Off speed, low and away, ball 1. Hunter Simmons, the designated hitter out of Utah, on deck. Manarino looks into Gage West, his catcher for the sign. He looks at first. Delivers the 1-0. Fastball fouled off over by Simmons on the on-deck circle.
Frost was 0 for 3 in game 1. 0 for 1 so far in this game, too. Has 5 home runs and 23 RBIs, along with 12 doubles and 7 triples, hitting .327.
Wind blowing out to right. Here's the 1-1 to Frost. Chases a slider low and away. It's 1-2 now with 2 outs. Gage West, the catcher, trying to fix those knee pads. I think one of the straps came unbuckled. Now he's back behind home plate. Manarino sets. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout for Evan Manarino. Still a 3-3 game. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on. We're through 3. We head to the 4th. We'll be right back. Shane Lynch to lead things off against the right-hander Josh Morris out of Northwestern State. Still a 3-3 game as we start the fourth. First pitch from Morris is a fastball. Low, but called a strike. About knee high. Lynch flew out to left in the second inning. Morris works quickly, 0-1. Off speed, a little too far outside, ball one. 1-1, here's the pitch. Up and in, over his head, and goes to the backstop, 2-1. I don't think the Miners fans like that one.
Well, they're actually cheering on the Bat Boys. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that a little bit. 2-1, off speed, a little high. 3-1.
And the Bucs Bat Boy got that ball.
It's a friendly competition.
It is.
3-1 pitch. Off speed, that's high. For ball four, a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Garrett Copeland, the shortstop out of Austin P. Copeland grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the second inning. Has yet to face Josh Morris. Copeland bats from the left side against the righty Morris. Runner at first, Lynch. First pitch. Off speed, a little too far outside, ball one. Rogers in on the grass at third. Laser and Panachone at second and short, respectively, about 3 or 4 steps in off the outfield grass. Pitch outside for ball two. 2-0 on Copeland. Outfield is straight away. Loker and Smith a little shallow on the corners. Loker and left, Smith and right. 2-0. Fastball lifted left side. Loker gives chase toward foul ground, but lets it go foul over by the Bucs bullpen. Copeland readjusts his batting gloves outside the batter's circle. 2-1 the count. 3-3 game in the top of the fourth. Wind quiet for right now. Morris sets. 2-1. Fastball fouled off to the left behind the Bucs dugout. 2-2. Damage for the Bucs in the top of the third, all done with 2 outs. 2-2. Off speed outside, 3-2. In that third inning, they had 3 runs on 3 hits with 2 outs in the top of the third. Runner at first, Lynch. Pitch, he's off, but it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks given up by Josh Morris. And Jake Stone, the left fielder, coming to the plate. Stone out of Fresno State, flew out to the center fielder Cameron Frost in the third.
All drinks now $1. All drinks $1.
Brad Baker, the pitching coach, pops out of the Miners dugout and heads out to talk with Josh Morris, his right-hander. There is action in the bullpen. Looks to be Hunter Rodriguez, the lefty out of Utah.
Sorry to disappoint.
A lot of sales going on at concession stand.
It sounds like it's a concession stand blowout.
It's a fan appreciation, too. It's Fan Appreciation Day. Last game.
They don't want to have anything left over the summer. So there's lots of good deals going on at the concession stand.
Yeah, what is it? They ran out of pretzels already.
Well, they were $1 pretzels,
And then-
$2 nachos, $1 drinks.
Ice cream was $1.
Ice cream.
Everything was being cut.
Candy was $1. Yeah, they don't want to have any leftovers.
No, I don't blame them. I'm sure they've got an entire team here that would eat it.
Oh, definitely.
First pitch to Stone is a fastball outside for ball 1. Runners at first and second. Copeland at first, Lynch on second. They both walked. Copeland had a full count. Rogers and Decker at third and first, respectively. They're in on the grass. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, knee high. But ball 2, 2-0. Nobody out in a 3-3 game in the top of the fourth. Morris looks into Mitchell now as catcher. Morris looks at second, fires the 2-0. Fastball inside, snap throw to first. Decker picks it on the backhand, but not in time. Copeland back. That happened very quickly. A good throw, a little bit low, but on a play like that, you have to throw it a little bit low because the runner at first is already on his way back. So if you catch it lower, you have a better chance of tagging him. 3-0. Off speed, that is high for ball 4. And Ben Taylor, very quick out of that Miners dugout. And he's making his way to the mound. Hunter Rodriguez looks to be the guy they're going to go for. Signal made. Hunter Rodriguez is the new pitcher coming in with the bases loaded and nobody out in a 3-3 game in the top of the 4th. We'll step aside. New pitcher on for the Matsu Miners. It's lefty out of Utah and Phoenix, Arizona, Hunter Rodriguez. 2-0 with a 1.76 earned run average. This is his 17th appearance. He will face Gage West, catcher out of Florida State with the bases full of Bucks. Decker hopping up and down at first base. Rodriguez sets. First pitch. Fastball. Chopper behind the mound. Charging his blazer. Takes a bare-handed throw to first. They get West, but a run scores. Shane Lynch is in with the 4th run of the night for the Bucks. They take the lead. It's 4-3. Jake Stone to second base and Garrett Copeland to third. Back to the top of the order for Grant Palmer, the second baseman. Palmer out of UC Irvine, singled in the 3rd, walked in the 1st. Rodriguez sets. Here's the pitch. Swing and a liner right side, just goes foul. Maybe by 2 feet, if that. Infield is in. Decker in on the grass at first. Blazer just behind the grass at second. Panachone behind the grass at short. Rogers in on the grass at third. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball popped up on the infield. Blazer calls for it. Makes the catch. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Dylan Butler, the right fielder out of Louisiana Lafayette. Butler reached on an error by the first baseman Decker in the 3rd. He struck out swinging against Kyle Serrano in the 1st. Stands in on the right side against the lefty Rodriguez. Cameron Frost, the center fielder, taking a couple steps back. Loker shallow in left. First pitch. Off speed, very outside. 1-0 on Butler. Butler entered game 1 of the doubleheader 2 for 11 against the Miners. That has certainly changed. 1-0. Ground ball left side. Scooped by Panachone. Fires a strike to first for out in number 3. It is 1 run on no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. Hunter Rodriguez gets out of a jam, but the Bucs do take the lead. It's 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be right back. Bucs take the lead in the top of the 4th. They lead at 4-3. Hunter Simmons to lead off the bottom of the 4th against Evan Manarino, left-handed pitcher out of Mission Viejo, California. Simmons doubled in the 2nd and scored on a 3-run home run by Mitchell Now. Hunter with the open stance, and the first pitch is a fastball in the outer half, but it's ball 1.
Come on, Hunter, get it started.
Manarino looks into the catcher West. Kicks, and here's the 1-0. Breaking ball in there, called strike. Big break right there. 12-6 for Manarino. 1-1 on Simmons out of Utah. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a chopper left side. Copeland scoops it up. Fires to first. 1 away. That'll bring up Brandon Smith, who walked and then scored on the home run by Mitchell Now in the 2nd inning. Smith in right field from Grand Canyon, college teammate of Paul Panachone, the shortstop, and Josh Meyer, the catcher, played in game 1. First pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. Smith was drafted in 2012 in the 15th round by the Washington Nationals. Shakes the bat. Here's the 1-0. Fastball low, ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2.
Smith has 11 RBIs and 3 doubles, hitting .219.
Wind blowing to right center. 2-0 from Manarino. Fastball right side, foul behind the Miners dugout. Reminder, this is just a 7-inning game as it's game 2 of a doubleheader. MTA Fan Appreciation Night at the ballpark, the final regular season home game. 2-1 pitch. Fastball dribbler back up and behind the mound. Copeland has it, fires a high strike to first. And that is out number 2. Fans don't like it, but look to be like they got him.
Yeah, Smith really hustled down that first base line. It's one of those balls you hit and run as fast as you can, trying to beat out that throw. And Smith has the speed, but the throw by Copeland, which is a little faster than Smith.
Copeland has stolen 15 bases this summer. He has speed. Here is Mitchell now, the catcher from Texas A&M. First pitch, breaking ball, low, ball one. Mitchell very likely to be the starting catcher for the Aggies. Their starting catcher, Troy Stein, was recently drafted. Fastball inside, and it's ball two, 2-0.
Mitchell now has 3 home runs and 11 RBIs with 1 double.
Mitchell with the open stance. Here comes the pitch from Manarino, the 2-0. Fastball lifted high and deep to left. Going back is Stone at the track, at the wall. Goodbye! Solo home run. Mitchell now, his second of the game. That is number 4 on the season. This game is tied at 4. Mitchell now, we see it in batting practice, and now we get to see 2 home runs in a game.
And he has a lot of power, and that home run went over the left field fence versus the home run he hit in the second inning went over the right field fence.
Here is Jordan Rogers. First pitch fastball, low, ball one. It's the things like this. When the Miners are down, when they're up 3-0 and then they're tied 3-3, it's the things like that. They don't give up. They just battle back, and it's bit by bit. 1 run at a time. You don't need a grand slam. And it's always a different guy. First pitch to Rogers. He tapped foul behind home plate. Here comes the 1-1. Outside fastball, 2-1. Nachos have been sold out of the concession stand. 2-1. Outside and low, 3-1 on Rogers out of Tennessee. Jordan walked in the second, and he was out. The center fielder Ware to the second baseman Butler to the catcher West. 8-4-3. He was the third out in the second. 3-1. Sent out to center. Going back is Tyler Ware. He makes the catch on the run for out number 3. Solo home run for Mitchell now. It's 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on. The Miners tie it up 4-4. We head to the 5th. We'll be right back.
Top of the 5th inning, and the Miners and Bucs are tied at 4 runs apiece after a solo shot by Mitchell now in the bottom of the 3rd inning. At the plate now is Mark Kruger. Also had a 3-run home run in the top of the 3rd. One-0 pitch by Hunter Rodriguez is lifted into shallow left field. Charging is Loker. Makes the catch on the run for the first out.
We've seen quite a few home runs today. Not just
3.
in Game 2, in Game 1 as well.
It's been a very fun afternoon here at Herman Brothers. Seen a lot of very good hit balls and a lot of scoring, some good baseball. Tyler Ware at the plate. First pitch by Hunter Rodriguez, lefty in there, called strike one.
And now it's attendance night, 8:02 for the first game, 1,049 for game 2. That's funny. I just said to Emma, I think game 2 might be less.
0-1 is low for ball one.
It's still pretty packed on that first base side, but what about on the left?
Yeah, same on the third base. Rodriguez sets, takes a deep breath, and delivers the 1-1. Swung on and lined into the glove of second baseman Nick Blazer. Had to take about 2 steps to his right to make the catch. That's quickly 2 away.
Yeah, good little floater over by the second base bag, just to our right of it. Blazer heads up play.
Brings up Evan Powell, the third baseman, was walked in the second, but thrown out with a 4-6-3 double play. Then had a single in the third, tried to make it into a double, but then was thrown out 8-5-4 with an outstanding play by Loker, Rogers, and Blazer. First pitch by Hunter is a little high for ball one. Powell with 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 1 triple. Rodriguez sets. 1-0 is inside ball 2. Powell from Lake Charles, Louisiana, junior out of Louisiana Lafayette. Rodriguez sets for the 2-0. And fires. Swung on for strike one. When picking up out in center field, bowling from our left to right. Frost, the center fielder, playing deep. 2-1 pitch, lifted high in the infield. Blazer, the second baseman, calls for it. Takes a few steps to his left and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Miners and Bucks tied at 4 runs apiece. We'll be right back after this. Paul Panachone, the shortstop, leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Miners and Bucks tied at 4. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, called strike one by the shortstop. Panachone 1 for 2 with a flyout in the first and a double in the second. Hits a little bloop over the infield in the left center field and has a lead-off single in the bottom of the 5th.
Sounded like he may have broken his bat on that as well.
That brings up Johnny Loker out of Stanford. Struck out in the first inning and lined out in the third. Loker out of Stanford hitting .364. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. Outfield playing straight away, and the second baseman Palmer playing a few feet in on the dirt. First pitch swing line into left field. That gets down, and Stone able to throw it in to prevent Panachone from taking extra bases. And it is another single for the Miners. That brings up Nick Blazer, the second baseman. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Second baseman out of Cal State Northridge. Steps into the box, waving the bat. Manarino looks in. And Blazer shows bunt and fouls it back just above us for strike one.
Four runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Bucs. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Miners.
Blazer shows bunt and puts it down just down the third base side. Picked up by the catcher West, throw to first. Blazer is out at first base, but Pianachone moves to third and Loker to second. So that is 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Matthew Decker, the first baseman at the plate, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Was the hero of the game last night, hit a walk-off 2-run single the bottom of the 10th inning. One 0 count now for the first baseman out of Stanford. 1-0 pitch by Manarino, kisses the outside part of the plate for strike one.
I see what you did there.
Decker hitting .265, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 6 doubles.
RBI time.
1-1 pitch is low and away for ball 2 by Manarino. Decker from Portland, Oregon.
I'll be visiting his hometown shortly for a layover on the way home. I've been there, though.
On my to visit places.
Yeah.
2-1, swing and a miss for strike 2.
I mean, I don't remember much of it. All I really remember was it was cold and raining, so I was a little happy, but that's pretty much what I remember.
Well, I want to go visit because I've watched the show Portlandia. Seems like a pretty cool place. Very unique. 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. And that is the 6th strikeout of the game for Manarino. That brings up center fielder Cameron Frost, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1 swinging and 1 looking.
Now dollar burgers and dollar dogs.
End of season blowout for the concession stand. First pitch is outside ball 1 to Cameron Frost. Frost out of Washington State, batting .327, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs, 12 doubles and 7 triples. Really likes to get those extra bases. Manarino looks into his catcher West, sets, and delivers 1-0. Breaking ball, low for ball 2. Frost, a freshman out of Washington State. Catcher West talking things over with pitcher Manarino.
You know, it's really interesting you talk about those extra base hits. Frost is second in the ABL with a .605 slugging percentage. Leader is Jacob Hayes at .696.
2-0 is in there, called strike 1.
We'll see Hayes on Tuesday, Game 1, top of the World Series down at Mulcahy. 7 o'clock start. Join us at 6:45 for the Matsu Miners pregame show.
2-1 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Tie ball game at 4 runs apiece here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 runners on. Pianachone at third and Loker on second.
Hard to believe I just promoted Game 1 of the top of the World Series.
2-2 pitch is fouled back. Stays live with a 2-2 count. I can't believe this is the last game of the regular season.
It's been a fun one. It's not over, though.
No. but I have thoroughly enjoyed my time in Alaska. Not ready for this to be done. Frost waves the bat over home plate. Manarino still getting the signs from his catcher, West, and decides to step off.
Well, they're just trying to be extra cautious here. They know that Frost is a good hitter, and they know that there are runners in scoring position, and they go ahead run just 90 feet away.
2-2 pitch. Swung on and ground ball down the first base side. Gets behind the diving glove of Lynch. Panachone scores the 5th run, along with Loker in for the 6th. And Cameron Frost with a 2-run single to make it a 6-4 game. The Miners leading the Bucs in the bottom of the 5th.
I was watching the glove of Lynch very, very carefully. Was that ball going to get over his glove, under his glove, just to the right of his glove? And I think it just got to the right of his glove and just stayed fair. That ball may have been touching the chalk down that first base foul line. Tony Cappuccilli out of the Bucs dugout now.
And we will have a new pitcher in for the Anchorage Bucs, and we will step aside to bring you all the stats on the new pitcher. We'll be right back after this short break. On the mound for the Bucs here in the bottom of the 5th, Jean-Luc Brija. Evan Manarino went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, struck out 6, and walked 2. Hunter Simmons at the plate with an open stance. First pitch swing, ground ball into the gap into left field. That moves Frost to second and Simmons on first. Brings up Brandon Smith, the right fielder out of Grand Canyon. Walked in the second, then was batted in on the 3-run home run by Mitchell now, and grounded out in the 4th inning. Comes to the plate with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Frost on second, reached on a 2-run single. Then Simmons, who just reached on a single as well. Smith hitting .219 with 11 RBIs and 3 doubles. Faces the right-hander Brija. Brija sets and delivers the first pitch, low and inside for ball 1. Frost with speed at second base. Brija keeping a close eye on him.
Brija just finished his sophomore year at Gonzaga, 3-3 with a 6.42 ERA.
Brija sets, looks at Frost, and delivers the 1-0. Line into left center field, going back is the left fielder Stone. Frost heads home along with Simmons, and the center fielder Ware throws it into the third baseman. and it is a 2-run double by Brandon Smith. Now an 8-4 ball game. The Miners lead the Bucs here in the bottom of the 5th.
That is probably the biggest hit for Brandon Smith all summer. He seemed to just really know exactly where to hit that ball, and he hit it right in that left center field gap, and he actually tripped between first and second on his way around, and he's just trying to shake off maybe where he sort of twisted something, and Ben Taylor checking on him.
Ben Taylor and Brandon Smith is also going to be a pinch runner. That is Dane Wunderlich coming in for Smith. Smith heading off the field, walking kind of gingerly on his left leg. Wunderlich takes his spot at second base. And Mitchell now at the plate, who has had 2 home runs, one in the second, one in the fourth. First home run was a 3-run home run shot over the right field fence. Then his second in the 4th inning was a solo home run, high ball over the left field fence. Comes to the plate with Wunderlich, the pinch runner, at second. With 2 outs, Miners lead 8-4 over the Bucs. First pitch swing, and it's fouled on the third base side. Now out of the Texas A&M University down in College Station, Texas. Now has 4 home runs on the season, hitting .207. Brijas sets, quick look at Wunderlich at second, and delivers the 0-1. In there, called strike 2. Mitchell with the open stance on the right side of the plate. Waves the bat. Brijas delivers the 0-2. It's lifted high and shallow into right center field. Eventually where the center fielder goes back and makes the catch in right center field to end the inning. But 4-run score on 5 hits. No errors and 1 left on base as we head to the top of the 6th. The Miners lead the Bucs 8-4. We will be right back after this.
New pitcher on for the Miners. It's the lefty out of Incarnate Word, Matt Decker, 0-2 with a 6.07 ERA. And with a 6, 7, and 8, Shane Lynch, Garrett Copeland, Jake Stone. Here's the first pitch to the lefty Lynch. It's outside, ball 1. A 4-run inning in the bottom of the 5th for the Miners. They lead at 8-4. 1-0, chopper, right side, foul. Lynch walked and scored in the 4th. Flew out to left in the 2nd. Decker, the lefty, out of Hickory Creek, Texas. Finished his junior year at Incarnate Word. He sets. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking ball on the outer corner. Called strike. 1-2 on Lynch.
We saw Decker on the 26th win an inning. Gave him no hits, struck out 2, no walks, and no runs.
1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3, but Mitchell now drops it, throws to first, and they got him. First strikeout for Matt Decker. Here comes Garrett Copeland.
Now batting shortstop number 4.
Copeland, the switch hitter, will bat from the right side against the lefty Decker. First pitch. Shows bunt, drops it foul. Defensive change for the Miners now in right field, Dane Wunderlich. It's now $1 for peanuts. Outfield is straight away. Blazer about a step back in the outfield grass and shallow right. Same with Panichon, but in left. Should say left center. 0-1 to Copeland. Breaking ball, left letter high. 1-1. Copeland walked in the fourth, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the second against Kyle Serrano. Decker sets. 1-1. Fastball inside, ball 2.
Good looking pitch.
Copeland from Bartlett, Tennessee. Grew up playing baseball with Jordan Rogers. 2-1, fastball low and in, ball 3, 3-1. Played baseball together since they were about 8 years old.
And they're together again playing against each other in Alaska, of all places.
Yeah, 3-1. Fastball, outer half, a called strike, 3-2. Guys that I played Little League with when I was 8, I don't really talk to them anymore.
Yeah, I don't talk to any of the girls I played softball with either.
3-1 pitch. Fastball ripped to left, but foul over by the Bucs bullpen. 3-2. Copeland, the switch hitter, 5'11". Little guy who can run, leads the ABL in stolen bases. Here's the 3-2 from Decker. Breaking ball, left up, waist high, and it's ball 4, a 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Jake Stone from Fresno State. Walked in the fourth, flew out to center in the third.
Stone has 1 home run, 12 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 triple.
Now with 1 out and a runner at first, infield at double play depth, especially up the middle. With Blazer at second and Panichon at short. Lefty-lefty matchup. Decker sets, looks at first. First pitch. Stone shows bunt, but it's a called strike, 0-1. Reminder to stick with us for the Matsu Miners postgame show. Be right after the game. Hear from our player of the game and head coach Ben Taylor. 0-1, breaking ball. In there, a called strike. Beautiful breaking ball from Decker. 0-2 on Stone. Runner at first, Copeland leads the Alaska Baseball League in steals, has a big lead at first. Decker holds him on with his foot on the bag. Decker sets, looks at first. Looks again, 0-2. Fastball inside, 1-2. Right fielder Wunderlich deep and right. Frost about straight up in center. Loker a little shallow in left. Decker looks at first. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to pitch in the dirt. Second strikeout for Matt Decker. There's 2 down. And I'll bring up the catcher out of Florida State, Gage West. Grounded out to second in the fourth, struck out in the third. Just 3 hits for the Bucs. First pitch. Fastball. Outside corner, a called strike. Almost 9 o'clock in Alaska. 8:52. 0-1. Shopper, first base side. Decker has it. tells the other checker he has it. Steps on the bag himself. For out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on. We are through 5.5. We head to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back. 8-4 Miners. Nine, 1 and 2. Jordan Rogers against Sean Luke Breha, the righty out of Gonzaga. Rogers is 0 for 1. He flew out to center in the 4th, walked in the 2nd. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch swing. It's a fly ball right side and just behind us toward the concession stand. And this time, I don't know if there was actually a broken window or not.
Sounded like something actually broke.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know if that was the sound effect or if it was just Wolfgang turning that sound effect on right at the right time. 0-1. Fastball outside corner. A called strike. 0-2 on Rogers. Have to find out about that.
Yeah. That was definitely questionable.
I don't know if there's any glass out there, though. 0-2 pitch coming to Rogers. Here it is. Foul back to the screen. 0-2. What were you checking? I think the Miners bat boy he did get the ball. And
Gabe got that one.
Paul Panachone and the on-decks are going Johnny Loker on the edge of that dugout. They're both smiling. 0-2 to Rogers. Twisted foul, right side over by the clubhouse behind the first base dugout. Still 0-2.
You know, Gage West behind the plate for the Bucs, the catcher, he's wearing his Florida State, I don't know if you noticed this, he's wearing his Florida State gear.
Yep.
The helmet, the mask, the chest plate.
0-2. Fastball a little bit low, 1-2 on Rogers. Yeah, some catchers do that. They will bring their equipment up here. I don't know if that's because the summer team doesn't offer their own equipment or 1-2. Ground ball left side, charging is Copeland, takes it off balance, throw to first in time to get Rogers, and now there's one away. Yeah, I don't know if really the summer league team offers them equipment. We know the Miners do. Josh Meyer wears it. Mitchell now wears it, the green and yellow. But I think some teams don't, so that's why they bring it.
Maybe he's just more comfortable in it also.
I think Jeff Murphy, the catcher from the Chinooks, I think he brings his own. Ball Pennant Jones stands in. 2 for 3. First pitch is a fastball belt high, but ball 1. Pennant Jones singled and scored in the 5th. He scored on the 2-run single from Cameron Frost, and then he doubled in the 2nd. Pitch lifted deep to center. Going back is Tyler Ware. He's under it and makes the catch, 2 away. That brings up Johnny Loker.
12, Johnny Loker.
Loker 1 for 3. Scored a run in the 5th. Also scored on that 2-run single by Cameron Frost. Johnny lined out to short in the 3rd, struck out looking in the 1st. Miners lead the Bucs 8-4 in the bottom of the 6th. Just a reminder, a 7-inning game as it's part of a doubleheader. First pitch, fastball, a little bit low at the knees, ball 1. Pitch swing and a miss, and a fastball, 1-1. Action in the Miners bullpen. Looks like Vince Arobio, the closer. Brija looks into the catcher West for the sign. He kicks and fires the 1-1. Breaking ball in there called strike 1 and 2. Stay with us for the post-game show. Here from a player of the game. Send those votes in if you're still with us. 1-2 foul back. Couple guys to think about. There's a catcher from Texas A&M who has 2 home runs. That's one that comes to mind for me.
Definitely.
1 and 2 on Loker. 2 outs, an 8-4 lead for the Miners in the bottom of the 6th. Brija kicks and fires. Breaking ball up about level with Johnny's hands, and it's 2 and 2. .8:59 in Alaska. Brija kicks, and here's the 2-2 foul back to the screen. Gabe chasing for it. I don't know. Did he get it?
He
No.
did.
Oh, he did?
Yep.
I don't see it in his hands.
Yeah, it's in his right hand.
Blazer was laughing. 2 and 2. Brija looks in. Here's the pitch to Johnny. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout for Sean-Luc Brija. Ends up being a 1-2-3 for the righty from Gonzaga. It's no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. An 8-4 lead for the Miners. We head to the 7th. We'll be right back.
Grant Palmer leading things off here in the top of the 7th. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. Vince Arobio on the mound. First pitch to Palmer is low, ball 1. The Miners lead the Bucs 8-4. Grant Palmer at the plate. 1-0 pitch by Arobio is low and away for ball 2.
Vince out of the University of the Pacific.
3 outs.
On pitch.
Palmer, a sophomore out of UC Irvine. 2-0 pitch by Robio in there, called strike. 2-1 count now for the second baseman for the Bucs.
Vince from Burlingame, California, 2-1 with a 2.86 ERA.
2-1 pitch, swung on and ground ball up to center field. Panich on the shortstop, scoops it up, throw to first, and gets the first out. That ball, ground ball just went kind of right back over the mound, and Panachone was able to scoop it up behind second base and throw it on the run to Matthew Decker, the first baseman, for the first out. And that brings up Dylan Butler. Butler struck out swinging in the first, reached on an error and scored a run in the third, and grounded out the fourth. First pitch by Robio is low for ball one.
Robio's fastball can hit up to 97. Hard, a very hard throwing righty.
Robio sets and delivers the 1-0. Lifted foul down the first base side for strike one. Dylan Butler at the plate, the right fielder. 341 average with 4 home runs, 19 RBIs, and 6 doubles. Was a participant of the ABL Home Run Derby a week ago. 1-1 pitch is high and inside for ball two.
He almost won.
He did almost win. It's a fun day of the Home Run Derby and then the All-Star game that followed. Hard to believe that was a week ago. 2-1 is inside, but called strike two. Evens count at 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. The Miners leading 8-4 over the Bucs. Last regular game of the season for the Miners. 2-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, Paul Panachone, charges it, bobbles it, makes the throw, not in time. And it looked like it took a bounce and might have hit him in the throat, but he was still able to throw, but just not in time. And Dylan Butler reaches on the error. That is an E6 charge to Panachone. Brings up Mark Kruger. Kruger 1 for 3, but did have a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Bats from the left side of the plate. First pitch by Robio is in there, called strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Kruger hitting .341 with 5 home runs, 31 RBIs, 10 doubles, 4 triples. Waves the bat. 0-1, check swing. He went around. Now 0-2 count for the closer, Vince Robio.
We have 1 vote for player of the game, including our own votes.
Frost playing deep in center field. 0-2 is fouled back and hits the press box, and I think that is about the 4th or 5th foul ball to actually literally hit the press box in this game.
I think it's not even just in this game. I think that includes game 1 as well.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's
hard.
tough to
it's hard.
differentiate, but yeah, today. So now 0-2 count for Kruger. Vince sets and delivers the 0-2. Breaking ball outside for ball 1.
Have you heard of any other votes?
Yes, we have received another.
Really? Did you delete it?
No.
I didn't get it. YouTube, Twitter, email, what was it?
YouTube comment.
Okay.
1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. And that is the second out and the first strikeout of the night for Vince Robio. That brings up Tyler Ware.
Tell me this, was it the same vote that we both had?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not missing anything.
No.
That's good.
Tyler Ware at the plate. 0 for 2 with a flyout and a lineout. First pitch by Robio hits him. So Ware heads to first and Butler to second. Brings up Evan Powell, the third baseman. Reached on a walk in the second, a single in the third, and then had a flyout in the 5th. Miners lead the Bucs 8-4 here in the top of the 7th. Vince Robio and Mitchell Now, the catcher, talking halfway between the mound and home plate. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. This is only a 7-inning game unless extras are needed. Butler at second. He reached on an error by the shortstop, Panachone. And Tyler Ware at first, hit by a pitch by Robio. Robio takes a deep breath and delivers the first pitch. Fouled on the first base side for the 0-1 count. Powell with 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 1 triple, hitting .276. Wind really picking up out in center field. It's blowing out towards right center. 0-1, fastball outside, ball 1.
Well, that looked pretty good. Just missed.
Oh, that one hurts.
Butler with a lead off of second. Ware with a lead off of first. Decker, the first baseman, playing behind Ware. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted high in the infield. Shallow center. And Panachone, the shortstop, calls to make the catch. And makes the catch for it. Out number 3. The final score of the Miners beat the Bucs 8-4. And the Miners finish the regular season National Division champions. Have a day off tomorrow, and then we'll play in the top of the World Series against the Alaska Gold Panthers of Fairbanks. Games on Tuesday and Wednesday, the 29th and the 30th. And we will step aside before we dive right into the post-game show. We'll be right back after this.
All right, back here on the Matsu Miners postgame show. The Miners defeat the Anchorage Bucs 8-4. Their first win against the Bucs this summer, and it came in good fashion.
It did, and finally, what a way to end the regular season before heading to Mulcahy, to Anchorage to play the Panners in the top of the World Series. And Mitchell, now our player of the game, did outstanding with 2 home runs, 1 over the left field fence, 1 over the right, scoring 4 RBIs. And the players just keep stepping up when they're needed to. It's like we've said, it's a different player each night, and it just shows how talented this team is. When they're down, there's a player that is able to pick up that slack and score the runs in, bat the runs in, and do what is needed to carry the Miners.
And like you said, it's everybody who picks up some slack and does their own thing, and that's what they need heading into the top of the World Series, which starts on Tuesday night. But talking about Mitchell now, this is a confidence booster for him, and I think for the entire team, knowing that, hey, they had lost 3 straight during the regular season against the Bucs, and now they get that final win, knowing that they can beat them. And really, they've beaten now every team in this league at least once. That has to be some sort of confidence booster going into the World Series.
Yeah, and the Bucs are a very difficult team. They're very evenly matched with the Miners. The pitching, the batting, very similar lineups with the batting averages, even also very similar stats. So this has been just a very evenly matched duo, and we've seen it with the Bucs beating the Miners the first few times the two teams have faced each other. But going to the top of the World Series, this has to feel good with such a decisive win over the Bucs, with players such as Mitchell now stepping up, Johnny Loker, Matthew Decker.
And I think Mitchell now very deserving of our player of the game. And we'll hear from head coach Ben Taylor. A little interesting to hear what he's going to have to say about the pitching moving forward. Of course, we know who's going to start Game 1. We know who's going to start Game 2. But if that Game 3 is necessary, we still don't know who that could be. Johnny Reed pitched Game 1. He started that inning, and that game had pitched 2 innings. And he looked pretty sharp, and I think he's someone they could consider.
Yeah, and Reed definitely starts, at his home school. He is in that starter role, so he already knows kind of the mindset going into a spot start. Did outstanding, like you said, in Game 1, and I think after this Game 2 especially, the bullpen, it seemed a little rough there in the middle of the season, but it's really shaped up, especially Matthew Decker out of Incarnate Word had an outstanding outing, and a lot of the other bullpen pitchers, I think they know what's on the line, what's coming up, and that this team wants to win the ABL series.
And Vince Arrobio, he's the closer. He's that back end of the bullpen, and it seems like every time they go to him, he's very reliable, and that's huge in the World Series. A lot of those games, it's the 2 best teams in the league, so those games are pretty close to the end.
That's right, and going into the mindset of Vince Arrobio, he's the closer. He knows that mindset, and it'll probably be a couple of very close games right down to the 9th inning, and if you have a closer such as Vince Arrobio that you can go to and rely on and know this guy's going to pitch strikes and pitch just lights out in this kind of situation, that must be, very, kind of a relief for BT and the rest of the coaching staff.
All right, well, we're going to check and make sure our player of the game and head coach Ben Taylor are here, and we'll step aside and be right back.
And welcome back to the Matsu Miners post-game show with our player of the game, Mitchell Now. And Mitchell had a 3-run home run and then another solo shot. How did those feel?
Well, I mean, a home run feels like a home run any day of the week. I've been, I've been in and out of the lineup, hadn't been, consistently playing. Pretty much last 3 games or whatever, last home game, said, screw it, I'm gonna go have fun. So that's what it felt like, I guess, having fun.
And one of your solo home run came with 2 outs. Were you swinging for the fences, or were you just trying to get on base?
I'd say I was swinging for the fences. Yeah, I swung all 3 of my bats with intent for the ball to leave the yard. So
now, also behind the plate, you got to see a bunch of pitchers tonight. Which one looked to be the sharpest?
I thought Serrano looked really good. He's had some things that he's been working on with his control, and I thought he was good. He kept the ball down in the zone for the most part. Breaking ball, punched out a couple guys with it. So I thought he made a big step. We're gonna need him on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Back to the plate. What have you adjusted anything with your swing throughout the summer to work on maybe that power, or has it just always been there?
Yeah, I started leg kicking. Really slowing myself down, not getting in a rush, because started to get in a rush, then I, get out of control, and that's not good for anybody.
All right, well, thank you so much, Mitchell.
All right, thank you, Emma and Austin.
And stay with us, and we'll be right back with head coach Ben Taylor. And welcome back to the Matsu Miners post-game show, now with Taylor's take with splitting the series against the Bucs. How important was this win? Not just a win, but kind of a big one with big plays in the second game going into the top of the World Series.
Yeah, it was big. It's a confidence builder. Some guys did some really good things. Some guys put their hands up to get themselves into some conversations about the lineup for Tuesday night. We showed resiliency once again. It's a long day. This was a short scheduled off day. It's really cool to split like this.
And there weren't a whole lot of hits in the first game, but in the second game, a lot of guys stepped up and had multiple hits. Decker, Loker.
And this ballpark is tough left-handed to see. Left-handed pitching, and they threw some pretty good left-handed pitching at us. So, as much as I would like to get on my hitters and give them a hard time, I mean, I have to really give a lot of credit to the way the Bucs pitch, and they've pitched well all summer, and you got to expect them to do the same, today.
And kind of talking about the Miners pitching now, Serrano had a great 2 innings, and also Matthew Decker seemed really strong on the mound.
That's big. Kyle, absolutely. That was really big for Kyle. He goes into the playoffs with confidence. Decker throwing back-to-back days and throwing well back-to-back days. Hunter Rodriguez throwing back-to-back days. Vince throwing back-to-back days. All the relievers we wanted to throw, so they got used to, again, being able to throw 2 days in a row. And, Johnny Reed was really good today. There was a lot of bright spots. So I'm really happy going in the playoffs with what's going on right now.
You go into the top of the World Series, the pitching's hot, the batting's hot. How ready are you guys to go and tackle the Panthers?
We are what we are at this point. This is where, as a coach, as a veteran coach, I give up the reins and, I make the lineup and they go play at this point. They're mentally ready, they're physically ready. There's going to be some adrenaline. What I'm looking forward to is seeing who's the unexpected hero, because there's always one in every playoffs, and who's going to be the guy that has a huge series. And these guys work really hard, and they've earned the right to celebrate their efforts, and I hope we're doing that.
You're 0-3 against the Bucs this summer, going into the second game of the doubleheader. You get that win. Is that a confidence booster for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, anytime you win. I had no idea we were 0-3 against them, so that's cool. Cool.
All right, well, thanks so much, Coach, and we will talk to you in the top of the World Series.
No, I'm in. Let's go.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
All right, back here on the Matsu Miners post-game show. The Miners lose Game 1 of the Bucs 11-2, but they win 8-4 in Game 2. Lose 11-2 in Game 1, but fall and win 8-4 in Game 2 behind excellent pitching, excellent hitting, and they're ready for the top of the World Series. Champions of the National League, and they take on the Panthers at 7 o'clock on Tuesday in Anchorage in Game 1 of the top of the World Series. And, again, just seems like this is becoming the norm, and I guess it is the norm. This is the last home game at Herman Brothers Field, and I think they're ready and they're good to go.
I think so, too, and it's going to be a great series between the Panthers and the Miners. Two very talented teams at Mulcahy Stadium, a neutral site, and I'm very curious to see who comes out on top.
All right, so once again, the final score in Game 2, the Miners are victorious 8-4. They do lose Game 1, 11-2. For Emma Tiedemann, I'm Austin Pollock. We will see you on Tuesday night in Anchorage for Game 1 of the Top of the World Series.